Mr. Duvall, nice to speak to you today. I'm calling you from Toronto. How are you?
Thank you, Bonnie. Nice to talk to you. I remember your city for many things, but you had terrific Chinese food.
You got that right, my friend. We've met here many times over the years. You've brought
Yeah.
some films here, and always my pleasure to talk to you. I have to start with asking you, when you look back at your career and all the amazing films that you've been in, that you've directed, where does The Godfather rank for you?
Ranks right at the top of the list. It was great working with Francis and all those wonderful actors, and it was truly fine, wonderful experience. Being in the Godfather and part of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I have to ask you, I mean, look, this is, early in your career, obviously. You're working with some, brand new whippersnappers there. This guy, Al Pacino, and we didn't really know De Niro very well, and all these guys. I want to know what kind of mischief you guys got up to on set.
Well, we did a lot of mischief here and there, and Coppola would say, "Come on, guys, we got to be serious." But he knew what that mischief, what it led to. It led to relaxation, and relaxation means a better working conditions than uptightness and it's a good thing, to fool around a little bit, to just for the sake of the work atmosphere.
Well, I would imagine because, there is, listen, it's a pretty serious film. We're talking about the mob here and stuff. So I would suspect that you would need that kind of levity amongst all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a interesting subject. Yeah, whatever. The mob. I mean, I think that whatever the subject matter might be, the mob or whatever, it's the family unit, and
Yes.
Coppola is very endeared to his family and vice versa. So I think that he wanted to show what the family meant, no matter what the genre, the subject matter, but that was important to Francis, the family,
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
to portray the family.
For sure. I
Yeah.
mean, that does stand out. And that kind of leads to my next question, because I was going to ask you, after all these years, even when, Mario Puzo put out the book back in 1969, and now we look at The Godfather, this film is 50 years later, but people
Right.
still obviously want to talk about it. They want to watch it. It's got new people, seeing it, new generations. Why do you think this story endures, Robert?
Well, because of the filmmaking, because of Coppola's vision, every once in a while I'll turn on TV. Mainly, it's happened with Godfather 2. I'll click into maybe a fourth of the way through, and I say, let me watch 5 minutes, but I always sit right through till the end.
Wow.
It's such terrific filmmaking and storytelling. Filmmaking is about telling stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Great storytelling.
Absolutely. And then, you're working with Marlon Brando, who, look, you knew him from before. You had worked with him on The Chase. What was it like to watch him work in this capacity, to really just take on that role and become the Don? I can't even imagine what it was like.
Well, he was like the Don in real life to young actors, for good and for bad. He was like the Godfather to actors, and that transferred right to the process of filmmaking. So it was easy to relate to him in those necessary ways, because he was, you know,
Yeah.
once in a lifetime almost. He's a
Yeah.
great talent.
Yeah, but I mean, so are you. And I mean, don't listen to be able to be on that set with when you look at all the actors that came out of that movie. I can't imagine for you, Robert, being a young guy at the time doing this film. Did you know when you guys were making this that it was something special? Did you have that feeling?
Absolutely. I only felt that maybe twice in my life, and I definitely felt it about a third of the way through Godfather One. I said, "We're really in something special, and it's gonna maybe make a mark, really make a mark."
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
sure has. Like I said, here we are 50 years later talking about this, and I'm sure,
yeah.
50 years from now, people will still be talking about this movie. It's a classic. What did
Yeah.
you learn from Coppola? I mean, look, you guys have remained friends over the years. He's produced, Assassination Tango. You guys obviously are still connected. But when you were on that set with him, what did you take from him as a director to bring to your own direction when you directed films?
Well, I mean, it's a complex thing, but he boils it down to things that are more simple. The thing about Coppola, no matter what he had in his mind and what are his preconceptions, he always waited and looked to see what you brought to the table.
Hmm.
And I think that so many directors say, do this, do that. They try to dictate. He was not like that. He wanted to see what you bring. And that, even though he was in this big, colossal kind of filmmaking process, he respected the actors, which is terrific, terrific.
Yeah, yeah. It just
And he didn't know if he was going to be fired or not in the
right.
beginning. So I knew that he was working under a tremendous sense of pressure. So I gained a lot of respect for Coppola during those early weeks of
Yeah,
when he was directing the film. I gained a lot of respect for him working under those conditions.
yeah. Just amazing. Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Really incredible. I have to say to you, Mr. Duvall, that over the years, with all the amazing performances that you've given us, and wow, just such memorable stuff. The one that stands out for me the most, aside from the Godfather films, is The Great Santini. That
All right.
movie, when I was a kid, I worked in a video store, and it was the movie that I would always recommend. It was my top film. You as Bull Meacham, my God, I will never forget that. What was it like for you? Do you remember working on that? And was there, I just for myself, and I just wanted
Yeah.
to know if you had a
It,
good
it, it
memory.
goes it goes back a long ways. It was when Joe Montana was still playing football for Notre Dame
Yeah,
before he became a professional. And it was a great part. And every morning I get up at 6 and go down with the DIs, and when they get all the recruits up and run them through all the crazy stuff, I was right along with them, so I would gain what hopefully I needed to know to do the part. And it was a great part to play Bull Mason. Definitely, yeah.
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 Oh, just brilliant. I love that movie so much. I can watch it over and over and over. Okay, so
I haven't
lastly,
I haven't, I haven't seen that in 50 years either.
well, you need to go get it DVD or find it on the streaming services and watch yourself, because my God, what an amazing film! What an amazing performance!
Oh, thank you.
Lastly, I have to ask you. God bless you. You're in your 90s. What keeps you
Yeah,
young?
91.
91. God, just
Well,
turned 91 in January.
I have a
What?
young wife, and she keeps me in line. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's your secret to longevity.
Well, that's certainly a good part of it. Yeah, definitely.
Are we going to
Yeah.
see you in some more stuff? What's going on with you?
Yeah, a few little things, smaller parts. I work with Scott Cooper on what was the great poet? Edgar Allan Poe. He was at West Point 200 years ago,
Yeah.
and they kicked him out. And it's the thing about that, when you read the skulls chronology, whatever. So I worked on that. Then I worked a day with Adam Sandler. It was terrific.
Oh,
What a terrific guy. So
he is. He's one of the best, no question about it.
oh, great
There's
guy.
somebody who will keep you young, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And then Then Scott Cooper's going to do a movie on the with Christian Bale, a wonderful actor, Christian,
Wow.
and on the Civil War, the American Civil War. So we'll be doing that hopefully in the future.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, keep them coming. You are just amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for speaking about The Godfather, the 50th anniversary. It's just always my pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you, ma'am.